What if losing muscle after 60 isn't simply a normal part of aging? What if the real problem is that your muscles are no longer receiving the right signal from the food on your plate? After 60, your body can become less sensitive to protein, a phenomenon scientists call anabolic resistance. In simple terms, the same meal that once helped your muscles recover may not create the same response today. So, the secret may not be eating more protein at random. It may be choosing smarter combinations that deliver high-quality protein, essential amino acids, leucine, and enough energy to support recovery. Today, we're counting down 7 protein food combos that can help you make every meal work harder for your muscles. And pay close attention to number 3. It looks like an ordinary snack, but it could be surprisingly useful if your appetite has changed with age. Then there's number 7, the combination that brings protein, energy, fiber, and key nutrients together on one simple plate. You don't need a complicated diet or expensive supplements. You need the right building blocks and a strategy you can actually sustain. So, if you want to stay strong, active, and independent for years to come, stay with me. And if you're interested in simple, science-based ways to age stronger, subscribe and join me on this journey. Let's start. Number 1 is the breakfast that tells your muscles to wake up. Eggs, Greek yogurt, and berries. It sounds simple, maybe even too simple. But after 60, breakfast can become one of the most important opportunities of your day to give your muscles the raw materials they need. Many people start their morning with toast, cereal, or fruit, and eat most of their protein at dinner. But your muscles don't necessarily benefit from waiting all day for one giant protein meal. As we age, muscles can become less responsive to the signals that stimulate muscle protein synthesis. That's why spreading high-quality protein across your meals can be a smarter strategy. Eggs are a nutritional powerhouse. They provide all 9 essential amino acids, including leucine, an amino acid involved in activating the machinery responsible for muscle protein synthesis. Greek yogurt adds another concentrated source of high-quality protein, while berries bring fiber and beneficial plant compounds. Try 2 eggs alongside a serving of Greek yogurt topped with berries. You can add cinnamon, a few nuts, or simply keep it fresh and simple. And there's another advantage. A protein-rich breakfast can help you feel satisfied, making it easier to reach your nutritional needs throughout the day without forcing yourself to eat enormous meals. Think of this breakfast as your first message to your muscles. We're still building, we're still adapting, and we're not done yet. But what happens when we combine plant proteins with one of nature's most complete protein sources? That's where our next combination takes an unexpectedly powerful turn. Number 2 is the ancient pairing that builds more than muscle: lentils, rice, and eggs. At first glance, this may look like an ordinary meal, but this simple combination has been quietly nourishing people for generations. Across India, the Middle East, Latin America, and other parts of the world, cultures have long paired grains with legumes, rice and lentils, beans and corn. Different traditions, but a similar nutritional idea. Combining plant foods can create a broader mix of amino acids. Lentils provide plant-based protein and fiber. Rice adds carbohydrates, giving your body fuel for movement and exercise. And then comes the egg. The egg changes the equation. It provides complete protein, including all 9 essential amino acids and leucine, an amino acid that helps activate muscle protein synthesis. And here's what matters after 60. Building muscle isn't only about protein. Your body also needs enough energy. If you're constantly eating too little, your body has fewer resources available for recovery and rebuilding. Try a bowl of lentils and rice topped with 1 or 2 eggs alongside colorful vegetables. It's a meal that combines protein, carbohydrates, fiber, and important micronutrients without requiring expensive ingredients or complicated preparation. And that's the hidden strength of this combination. It's affordable, it's familiar, and most importantly, it's easy to repeat. because the best muscle-building meal isn't always the most exotic one. It's the meal you enjoy enough to eat consistently. Sometimes nutritional wisdom isn't hiding in the future. It's sitting quietly in the meals humans have shared for generations. But our next combination may surprise you even more, because it looks like an ordinary snack. And yet, for someone struggling to get enough protein or calories, it could become one of the easiest ways to support muscle maintenance throughout the day. Number 3 is the surprisingly powerful combination hiding in plain sight: cottage cheese, whole grain toast, and peanut butter. Really? These everyday foods made the list. That's exactly why they're here. When people hear rebuild muscle after 60, they often imagine expensive protein powders or endless plates of grilled chicken. But sometimes the most useful combination is already sitting in your refrigerator. Cottage cheese is a simple source of high-quality dairy protein. It also contains casein, a slowly digested protein that can provide amino acids over a longer period. Then comes whole grain toast. It supplies carbohydrates for energy along with fiber and other nutrients. Peanut butter adds healthy fats, extra calories, and a little more protein, making this combination satisfying and energy-dense. And this matters because appetite can change with age. Sometimes the challenge isn't knowing you need more protein. It's simply not feeling hungry enough to eat large meals. That's where nutrient-dense foods can help. Try cottage cheese with whole grain toast and a thin layer of peanut butter. You can enjoy it for breakfast, as an afternoon snack, or as a light evening meal. It doesn't feel like a prescription. It feels like real food, familiar food, comforting food, food you can actually imagine eating again tomorrow, and that's the secret. Rebuilding muscle isn't only about finding the perfect meal on paper. It's about finding meals your body can use and your life can sustain. Because the best muscle-building food isn't necessarily the most exotic. It's the food you can enjoy consistently. And the next combination takes that idea one step further, because it reveals why a food many people have unfairly feared may actually help fuel the muscles you're trying to rebuild. Number 4 is the fish and potato formula your muscles may love. Salmon, potatoes, and a Greek yogurt sauce. If you've spent years thinking potatoes are bad for your health, this combination may change your perspective. Potatoes have been part of traditional diets for centuries, from the Andes to kitchens around the world. And when prepared simply, they can be a valuable source of carbohydrates and potassium. Your muscles don't only need protein, they also need fuel. Salmon provides complete, high-quality protein and essential amino acids, including leucine, which helps stimulate muscle protein synthesis. It also contains omega-3 fatty acids, known for supporting cardiovascular health and potentially influencing muscle metabolism. Then comes the potato. Its carbohydrates can help provide energy for daily movement and exercise. That's especially relevant if you're doing resistance training to rebuild strength. And here's the simple upgrade: a sauce made with Greek yogurt, lemon, garlic, and herbs. Instead of a heavy sauce, you add another source of high-quality protein while keeping the meal fresh and satisfying. Imagine a piece of baked salmon, a warm roasted potato, creamy yogurt sauce, and a generous serving of vegetables. This isn't a restrictive diet meal, it's real food. And that's the point. The goal isn't simply to eat more protein, it's to create a meal that gives your body protein, energy, and nutrients that support the entire system. Because muscle doesn't exist in isolation. Your heart, bones, brain, and metabolism all need nourishment too. But there's still one question we haven't answered. What happens during the longest stretch of your day when you're asleep and not eating? Our next combination addresses exactly that, and it may completely change the way you think about your evening meal. Number 5 is the recovery combo that may support your muscles while you sleep. Greek yogurt or cottage cheese, oats, and nuts. For years, people were told that eating at night was automatically bad. But the truth is more nuanced. What you eat, how much you eat, and your total daily nutrition matter far more than simply looking at the clock. For someone over 60 trying to maintain or rebuild muscle, the evening can be an opportunity to make a smart nutritional choice. Greek yogurt and cottage cheese provide high-quality dairy protein. Cottage cheese is particularly rich in casein, a slowly digested protein that can release amino acids over several hours. It doesn't magically build muscle while you sleep, but a protein-rich evening snack can help you meet your daily protein needs and to provide amino acids during a long period without food. Then add oats. They provide carbohydrates and fiber, making the meal more satisfying. A small handful of walnuts or almonds adds healthy fats, minerals, and extra energy. Imagine a bowl of Greek yogurt mixed with oats, topped with a few walnuts and cinnamon, or cottage cheese with oats and berries. Simple, comforting, easy to repeat. And that's the real lesson. Muscle recovery isn't a single moment that happens immediately after exercise. Your body is constantly balancing the processes of breaking down and rebuilding tissue. That means your nutrition throughout the entire day matters. Breakfast matters, lunch matters, your afternoon snack matters, and what you eat in the evening can matter too. But there's still one challenge we haven't solved. What if you know you need more protein, but your appetite isn't what it used to be? That's when our next combination becomes especially interesting, because sometimes rebuilding muscle isn't about eating more food, it's about making every bite count. Number 6 is the small meal with a surprisingly big muscle-building signal: chicken or turkey, quinoa, and avocado. Here's something many people don't realize after 60. Sometimes the problem isn't choosing the wrong foods. It's simply not eating enough of the right ones. As we age, appetite can change. Large meals may become harder to finish, yet your body still needs protein and energy to support muscle maintenance and recovery. That's where nutrient density becomes important. Chicken and turkey provide high-quality protein and all the essential amino acids your muscles need, including leucine, which helps stimulate muscle protein synthesis. Then there's quinoa. Cultivated in the Andes for centuries, quinoa provides carbohydrates, plant-based protein, fiber, and useful minerals. And avocado adds something different. It's not a major protein source, but it provides energy-dense, mostly unsaturated fats, making the meal more satisfying. Put them together in a bowl with colorful vegetables, herbs, and a squeeze of lemon. You get a meal that's rich in nutrients without needing an enormous portion. And here's the key idea: protein doesn't work alone. Your body also needs enough energy to support physical activity and recovery. If you consistently eat too little, it becomes harder to create the nutritional environment your muscles need. So instead of asking, "How can I eat more protein?" ask yourself, "How can I make the meals I'm already eating more useful?" Because sometimes the smartest strategy isn't eating more, it's making every bite count. And now we've reached number 7. This is where everything comes together: protein quality, leucine, energy, fiber, and micronutrients. The final combination isn't a trendy invention. It's a familiar meal that may hold the biggest lesson of this entire list. Number 7 is the muscle rebuilding powerhouse that brings everything together: lean beef, beans, rice, and vegetables. And here's the surprising part: the most powerful meal on this list isn't a trendy superfood or an expensive supplement. It's a combination that generations of people have enjoyed in different forms. Lean beef provides complete, high-quality protein, including essential amino acids and leucine, which helps stimulate muscle protein synthesis. It also naturally contains creatine, a compound involved in muscle energy and strength. Creatine supplementation has been widely studied in older adults, especially alongside resistance training. Then you have beans. They add plant-based protein, fiber, complex carbohydrates, and important micronutrients. Rice provides additional carbohydrates, helping fuel movement and exercise. And finally, vegetables. They don't magically build muscle, but they provide vitamins, minerals, and other compounds that support your overall health. Put everything together, and you have a balanced plate: protein for your muscles, carbohydrates for energy, fiber for digestion, micronutrients for the rest of your body, and that's the real lesson. After 60, rebuilding muscle isn't about finding one miracle food. It's about creating the right environment for your body to respond. Enough total protein, high-quality protein at meals, adequate energy, resistance training, recovery, and consistency. The meal itself is only one piece of the puzzle. But when you repeatedly give your body the raw materials it needs, you're investing in something much bigger than muscle. You're investing in your future strength, because the goal isn't to eat like an athlete for 1 week. It's to build a way of eating that helps you stay strong for years to come. Your muscles may be older, but they're not beyond hope. They're still listening. The question is whether you're giving them a reason to respond. So, if you remember only one thing from this entire video, let it be this: rebuilding muscle after 60 isn't about perfection. It's about consistency. You don't need a miracle food. You need enough protein, enough energy, resistance training, and meals you can actually enjoy and repeat. Because muscle isn't just about looking strong. It's about standing up from a chair with confidence, carrying your groceries, climbing stairs, traveling, playing with your grandchildren, living with greater independence. And here's the reframe: getting older doesn't mean your body has stopped responding. Your muscles may need stronger signals now, but they can still adapt. The food was always there. The protein was always there. You may simply not have been looking at your meals through the lens of muscle. So, tell me in the comments, which of these 7 protein combos would you try first? And if you already have a favorite muscle-friendly meal, share it below. Your idea might help someone else. If this video gave you a new perspective, give it a like and subscribe for more science-based tips on healthy aging, strength, and nutrition, because getting older may be inevitable, but becoming weaker isn't something you simply have to accept. Your body is still listening. Give it the right signal.